Yo, yo, yo! Let me speak on this. What's good, universe? This is your boy Short Stack, the uncrowned best in the world at everything that I do. And we're live on the OSNE network as the old school mind frame in a new era world. And after so long, we have been. We've had some streams, had a couple GTA streams and stuff like that, but we haven't had any WWE streams in a while. So we even missed the last pay-per-view, Backlash. I was supposed to get to it, and some bad weather kind of made it where I wasn't able to. The internet connection just was not working with the storm that we had, and just wasn't able to get it done like I wanted to, or when I wanted to, or enough time that I wanted to. So I had to do without, and it kind of killed me. But we're good now. We're good. We're here for Extreme Rules. And just as soon as I get something to pop up, we're going to start Extreme Rules. I also need to get a friend of mine in here, so let's go ahead and do that. Some stuff that I forgot, some stuff that you already know. You can only find us on YouTube and Facebook at Old School New Era. You will find our videos and content on YouTube, of course, and Facebook is where you can kind of get in touch with us as far as, you could give us ideas on there by posting comments on thoughts. We usually give updates on when we're going to be streaming and just stuff like that. Check out the Facebook, check out the YouTube, give it a subscribe, give some likes, give some comments, all that good jazz.
I was about to say, I never thought you were going to invite me.
I had to get my stream going. I had to get my intro in. All that good jazz. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, friend of mine, Daniel-san.
The one and only.
Of course, you'll be able to find him, if you want, at DannyM4299. Why is my PlayStation app not working? Have you got your YouTube machine going and up?
Yeah.
You got the stream
it's
up.
on the screen right now. It says waiting for Old School New Era.
Oh, that might have been when I had it blacked out to invite you.
Restart it.
Okay, what is up with my PlayStation app here?
There you go. I'll just turn off the volume. Okay, so thanks to 2K, there's gonna be some different matches.
Yeah, I had to doctor a few things, unfortunately.
Okay, so it looks like the first matchup today is gonna be.
Well, of course we have the mixed tag with Alicia and Noam Dar against Sasha Banks and Rich Swann. Basically, the way I had to do it was have Sasha and Alicia in a one-on-one match with the two guys as managers, and then Noam Dar and Rich Swann will be in a match with the females as managers. And then the Fatal 5-Way, I had to make a 6-man Hell in a Cell because there's no 5-man match. So I'll just be Brock Lesnar walking around the outside, surveying the scene. In a way, it could be storyline, Brock coming out and watching who his competition is going to be. Kind of works.
Man.
Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Extreme Rules. Pelleter, what's going on, brother? Good to see you back. I'm sure you're glad to have us back, because it's been a while. I think the last WWE stream I had was at least a month ago.
Okay, so Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules 2017.
What do you think? Do you think it's going to live up to the hype?
I think certain matches are going to be good, yeah.
What is your opinion on this mixed tag match right now? Alicia Fox and Noam Dar versus Rich Swann and Sasha Banks.
That match is probably going to be on the pre-show, so it's not going to get very much love.
What's your whole take on it? What do you think about it? What do you think of this storyline between Alicia and Sasha right now?
Obviously the assumption is that Sasha and Rich win, but I could see Alicia and Noam pulling some heel shit and sneaking one out. Give me just a second. Sorry. Got to black the screen out for a second.
I am going with Sasha and Swan.
Alright, Pelleter says that Sasha and Swan are going to win. Who do you think's going to win? Who you got?
I have a feeling, well, right now this is all confusing. First, it was the rivalry in the storyline was Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox.
Yep.
A former 3-time women's champion.
Going against a former Divas champion.
Yes.
Now, I will say I was surprised when they let Alicia go over on Sasha clean. That surprised me.
No, here's the thing, though. Here's what I am surprised for. We have a former 3-time women's champion. A gifted athlete that has been on WWE TV for numerous months without being cut out or sent to the back to be replaced. Here's Alicia Fox, who we haven't seen very much of around, besides with her crazy love triangles.
And crazy they
she
are.
Hasn't been, yes.
As
that
is
is
she.
the main word.
As is she.
Yes, but she hasn't been really given that main push for numerous amount of years since she was the champion. And then we all know how that ended, but...
Yeah, I mean, really, since her Divas Championship run, she hasn't had a major push other than when they were starting to do the crazy Alicia stuff. They had her beat Paige and stuff like that. And then either they felt the character wasn't catching on or something, but they just kind of went away from it and stopped pushing her.
She was more like a supporting role for like the main people.
I mean, yeah,
back 2 years ago when Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky Lynch all came up, Alicia Fox was a part of Team Bella at the time.
Yeah, she was the sideshow of Team Bella. Yeah, that's very true.
Yes. That was and then pretty much besides that, then her next on-screen thing was with Nia Jax. But that was cut short, it was maybe 2 weeks.
Well, that was mainly just to get Nia over. There wasn't really no plan to make that long term, because the point was to have Nia squash the shit out of her. Because it's she just squashed a former Divas champion.
Okay, here's the thing. We have Alicia Fox and Noam Dar. They've been on and off. Well, that's understandable. We can see why they're both put together. But then we have Rich Swann and Sasha
Well, see,
Banks.
it's funny that they all of a sudden went with Rich Swann, because for 2-3 weeks, it was supposed to be Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Pelleter, actually, mine was doing the same way for a little while. Every time I would do a promo, my shit would crash. All I can say is to just keep trying to push forward. You just got to keep trying it. I mean, eventually either it's going to work, or you got to try to find a way to skip past it or something. But eventually it's got to load up right.
This is the way I see it. I see Sasha Banks and Rich Swann coming out with the victory. Even though Sasha has been put on a lower pedestal from what she was at before.
I mean, obviously the smart money is Rich and Sasha go over. But,
yeah,
especially with them having Alicia beat Sasha a couple weeks ago clean, I'm wondering if they allow them to pull some heel shit to get the, sneak a victory out. Because, I mean, I wasn't expecting Alicia to beat Sasha clean. I could see Noam getting involved or some kind of heel shit, but not literal, straight up clean 1, 2, 3 the way she did.
Yeah, now here's the thing, though. That was one-on-one. At the time, Rich Swann wasn't with Sasha Banks, I'm still confused about why they chose Rich Swann for this fight.
I'm not sure either. Like I said, it was, from what I was reading, it was supposed to be Cedric. Why they went with Swann, I'm not sure. Maybe
it's like
Rich.
A mystery part. It's like a mystery partner thing. We're just
well, see,
gonna
that's
put
what I
those
was
two
thinking. It was
together.
going to be literally a mystery until the night of, and all of a sudden it's Cedric. Because if you remember, the last time we really seen Cedric, he was having issues with Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. So it kind of fit storyline-wise. And really, Rich does
Yeah.
too, because he also had shit going on with Noam Dar and Alicia Fox, where he was sending Alicia the gifts, and then Noam was taking the credit for it and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, everything pointed towards Cedric being the one, so I don't know if maybe he just wasn't ready to come back, and that's why they went with Rich, or what happened. Because everything I read for like 3 weeks straight was Cedric's going to be her partner at Extreme Rules, blase, blase. And then all of a sudden it's announced that it's Rich Swann. I have no problem with it being Rich Swann. I love some Rich Swann. But
Yeah,
I'm just
I'll
curious
agree with
why
Jack,
the
like,
switch.
You have the Sasha Banks, one of the main female wrestlers on Raw currently right now. You know,
Yeah.
due to the whole women's revolution with Charlotte.
Hey, Pelleter,
And then
don't be trying to speak on my women. I'd hate to have to come over to where you at and fuck you up, son.
And then there's Rich Swann, one of the, in my opinion, he's very talented.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He's like the Kofi Kingston of 2009. He's getting,
Other
like,
than
that
guys
big
I
push.
already knew, like Tajiri and Brian Kendrick, Rich Swann and Cedric Alexander were the two people that stood out to me in the Cruiserweight tournament.
No, see, I'm not much of a cruiserweight person, you know. Like, I love, like, the high flying. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's what, like, one of my main
Well, see,
people is all
that's
about.
the thing, is when people think Cruiserweight, they automatically think high-flying luchadors. There's so much more to a Cruiserweight division than just high-flying. Don't get me wrong, it's a part of it. It's a major part of it. But there's so many great wrestlers that were Cruiserweight guys. Chris Jericho was at one point a Cruiserweight guy. Dean Malenko was a Cruiserweight guy. I mean, there's so much more to the Cruiserweight division than just high-flying flips and leaps.
No, I know what you're talking about. Like, trust me, that's not what I think about. I was just like one of the main broad words most people use to describe it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know this is WWE, but I'm kind of shouting out to Lucha Underground. Like, I've watched a few of their episodes. Like, they have, like, these big, huge people. Good-sized built people, like...
See,
like
I've tried to watch Lucha Underground, but I just can't get into the whole... This is basically a movie script with wrestling matches thrown in between. I don't like that whole idea. That's not wrestling to me.
Hey, I watch it because pretty much like I enjoy.
Don't get me wrong, there are some guys on there that are
doing.
definitely talented. I can't take away from the talent of certain guys. I just don't enjoy the style of show that is put on. Pelleter, it will be Big Cass that comes out as the one that's been attacking Enzo. That's pretty much a foregone conclusion. This is basically a copycat of the Kane and Undertaker story from like 5 years ago.
Or the way I see it is, this is exactly the same thing as Triple H and Shawn Michaels back in 2000, the 2002 era.
See, I don't really see that just because Triple H outright attacked Shawn Michaels. This is someone attacking the guy in the back and then acting like
but
they're the
similar
vigilante hero that's,
traits in it,
you know what I'm saying, detectiving and searching the shit out. Just like, you know what I'm saying, when Kane, a couple years ago, Undertaker got attacked, was basically left in a coma.
Oh, yeah.
And Kane spent
in,
months, you know what I'm saying, supposedly searching for who it was. Turned out it was Kane
he
all
was in
along.
like an unconscious state.
It's the same story. Not only that, if you watch
No, but
Raw
I
this
see it
past
like-
week, all right, just think about this. When Enzo gets attacked this past week, Corey Graves made a comment that said, I don't know who it is that's attacking Enzo, but I'd love to shake his hand. Later that night, when Big Cass comes out and confronts Corey Graves, what does he do? He shook Corey
pretty much
Graves' hand. If you
That's
don't
what I'm
think,
seeing right
if you
now.
don't think that's a seed for the storyline, you're not paying enough attention. There's a reason he shook his hand. Just like there was a
Yeah, I know,
reason
but-
Corey Graves made that statement. It's Big Cass
Yeah,
that's
but-
attacking Enzo. This is how they're going to
Yeah.
split up Enzo and Cass.
No, this is the way I'm seeing it right now. This rivalry, this is the rivalry that everybody thinks.
While
like,
we're talking about
like
Enzo and Cass, Sasha Banks picks up the victory. Go ahead, give me your.
Okay,
Yes.
This rivalry between Enzo and Cass, which could happen, like I said, it has some traits. I'm not saying it's exactly like the rivalry of Triple H and Shawn, but it has some of the traits in it. Like also what you said between Undertaker and Kane, some of the traits in there. I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but it has some traits in there where they're both similar. For example, when Triple H attacked Shawn in the parking lot, nobody knew who it was until there was video evidence.
That's true. I forgot about the pre-attack. But, if I'm not mistaken, no, he attacked Shawn before that. If you remember, when Shawn first came back, they did the whole DX pose, and right when they went to do like the DX pose together, he kicks him in the gut, does the pedigree.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like that's like one of the traits. Like with today's technology, that could also happen. It's a possibility.
I mean, I guess there's similarities. To me, it's so much more of the Undertaker and Kane story. Just because it's literally the person that's attacking him is the one going around and accusing other people of being the one attacking him and doing this detective work just to nobody knows it's him.
Now here's an interesting thing that I just thought of. One more rivalry, kind of, sort of. Actually, two. If you remember, way back in the day, Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. I'm not talking about the recent rivalry that they had.
You're talking about the WrestleMania 19 era when Shawn Michaels was just coming back and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's my theory from this. Back then, Chris Jericho looked up to Shawn. Everybody looked up to Shawn pretty much. He was like a god to everyone in wrestling for his.
Well, Chris Jericho has outright said that he patterned his early career off of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's that kind of fits into this a little bit if you think about it. Enzo and Cass are like brothers, which explains into my next theory. Each of them look up to each other in specific ways. But over time, we gotta admit, they haven't really had the best of luck as a tag team. Sure, the fans love them both.
But as far as actual results, they have failed in NXT,
yeah, but there might
failed
be
on Raw.
There could be some jealousy forming in the unit.
I mean, that's my whole theory for the reason it's Cass, just because, for so long, Enzo has let his mouth get them in messes and get himself in messes that ultimately Cass has had to be the one to clean up. Eventually, you get fed up and sick of it, and you get tired of it. So, what do? You end up eventually exploding on that person. In real life, hey, motherfucker, stop causing a bunch of shit that I gotta clean up. In wrestling, you attack that motherfucker and end your friendship.
Yeah. My second theory is, think about it like this. There was a bunch of great tag teams in the past. The Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys.
Every great team has a split at some point.
Yeah.
Even when the fans don't want it, there's eventually a split.
Some traits from this is Edge and Christian. Now hear me out.
The only...
Hear me out. Hear me out. They both started the same. Won the minor championships together, or at different times, but they still won minor championships. Edge went on to winning more championships, having more opportunities, becoming more over with the crowd. Either if he's booed or if he's cheered.
Well,
then
the Edge and Christian thing is a little different in that they split before either one of them really got on a singles run. They had done a couple things, like I'm saying, maybe a European title or a hardcore title or a light heavyweight title. But
Intercontinental title.
What caused the split was Edge winning King of the Ring. And that was before any Intercontinental titles, U.S. titles, World titles. Him winning the King of the Ring.
Here's my theory, though. They treated each other like brothers throughout their whole...
Well,
even now.
Originally, that was the idea, is that they were brothers, and then over the time. Somehow they became
but still, it's
just
still
friends.
stuck with them. It turned into the best of friends, but they felt like they were brothers.
Yeah.
This kind of fits in with Enzo and Cass, acting like brothers, treating each other like brothers.
Meeting each other when they were young at a basketball court and becoming like brothers over the years. Yes,
Yeah.
okay. And Edge and Christian were sort of the same way. They met in school and became friends over wrestling.
Yeah. And now in today's era of WWE, we're seeing a lot of tag teams break up due to jealousy. Just like, I think like it was two or 3 weeks ago.
There's been several splits recently.
Okay, I'm talking about on Raw. I'm talking about
Golden
R-Truth.
Truth.
Yes.
Not only that, Gargano and Ciampa on NXT.
Yeah, the DIY. I haven't been watching NXT that much, but I've seen a lot of it.
Well, see, that's where you're fucking up. You should watch NXT.
Well, I do watch NXT, just not constantly on a week-to-week basis. Like,
I mean, there are some times where I might wait till the next day to watch it. I may not always watch it on Wednesday night.
I may miss like a week, but I watch the highlights on YouTube from like the tag teams individuals.
So I try not to
because my
miss
schedule has
weeks
been
at a
so
time
bad.
if I can, because it's especially with a show like NXT, you miss so much just by missing a week or two. So I try not to do that.
Okay, well we're on to the next match, Noam Dar versus Rich Swann.
Well, technically it's all part of the same match. It's just
well, it's part 2 of the match.
The only thing that's going to be fucked up, Sasha won the first one. What happens if Noam wins this one?
Okay, well. So, what is your take on Noam Dar?
Honestly, I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. And that's horrible for him because I should have one, at least some. Hello, Annie, how you doing? I should have an opinion, but I really don't. He just hasn't grasped my attention yet.
Yeah, like I said earlier on the podcast with Rich Swann, with the success that he's been having, like from the Cruiserweight Classic, with how popular he was. What I see him is they're trying to turn him into the Kofi Kingston of 2009. Kofi was over in 2009. Like, the fans loved him.
Yeah. And then Randy Orton screwed that up.
Well,
some people would say Kofi screwed that up, but a lot of people blame Randy too.
I think they had a great rivalry. Like they let Kofi take the ball and run as fast as he could with it, for as long as he could with it, to see how far.
They did until he fucked up the punt spot, and then Randy Orton flipped out, caused a stink about it. That caught some heat for Kofi, and they kind of stopped his push after that.
Yeah. No, but what do you take on this match so far? Like, both superstars in this match have great qualities. I'll give them that.
I'm much more into.
But who has the advantage in this match?
Straight up singles match, no bullshit. Rich Swann.
Now
The
here's
mixed tag match, that makes things a little iffy. Even though in a straight up match I would pick Sasha over Alicia. It being a mixed tag match, the heel element, that has to be taken into consideration. Just like just now, Rich Swann has Noam Dar beat, Alicia Fox drags the referee out of the ring. Exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. Yeah, there's the mixed tag match.
Oh, he missed the
one-on-one,
splash.
of course Rich Swann would get the victory. But here's the thing, though. Rich Swann was currently out of action with an ankle injury. Like a lot of smaller people, not saying anything wrong with people being small or anything, but the fact that pretty much that they're moving so much more faster in a way than some bigger wrestlers. Do you think his ankle, and do you think he's fully healed from his ankle injury?
I don't even remember what type of ankle injury he had, so
Well, he was out for like 2-3 weeks.
If he just had
It,
like
it
a...
was during it was during that rivalry
Apparently
with
his ankle isn't healed
Heavyweight
because
champ.
Noam Dar just made him tap with a heel hook.
I gotta fix my phone. Oh yeah, I'm like maybe 2 seconds behind you.
Well, no, you're gonna be. It's just the way the shit works. For some reason,
I
it's
know.
like that. I'm surprised you're not farther behind because I've had some people be literally like 30 seconds behind.
No, I'm pretty much right behind you. I'm just in the replays right now.
Okay, well, shit.
But this is gonna be interesting though, because I have a feeling Noam Dar and Alicia Fox aren't gonna come up with a victory. Because of course we've had Alicia do her cheating ways in matches with Sasha. But I think it's the point now where Sasha is picking up on all this and is gonna give her a little piece of her own medicine, so to say.
I don't know, man. Them having Alicia go over clean, just even if that was the point to have that little bit of doubt in your mind, it plants that little bit of doubt where I'm like, they could have Dar and Fox sneak out with a cheap win. I could very well see it.
Now here's the thing though, I've been reading the articles online about with wrestling, about all sorts of superstars. One article caught my attention. It was from I believe Wrestling Observer.
FDM.
I believe so. It was Wrestling Observer or something.
Yeah, I know exactly what
It was
Wrestling
talking
Observer
about
is. FDM.
It was talking about Sasha Banks
Okay.
and what's the main thing going on with her. She was on the main pedestal at first. Her rivalry was Charlotte and Dana Brooke and Nia Jax, and pretty much her and Sasha flipping around the title back and forth to each other. Now, don't get me wrong in any of this. Like, I believe Sasha Banks is a real, true competitor.
You're going off what you read that Dave Meltzer wrote. Because he's the one that writes the Wrestling Observer.
Yeah, but I was reading it. Like, this is what like people are reporting about. Because let's face it, Sasha's had a good amount of back injuries. And so, pretty much
But
from
see,
the
the only thing
article
about
I
that is
read,
how many of those were real and how many of those were storyline.
true, but pretty much from the article I read, it was stating how they're lowering her for the time being to watch how she handles things.
Could be.
Okay. Now on to the next match.
Following contest is scheduled for
maybe
one
bring that
fall,
later.
and it's for the Intercontinental Championship, and has the
Now,
added
keep this in
stipulation
mind.
that if Dean
yeah.
Ambrose is disqualified or counted out in this match, he will lose the Intercontinental Championship. Introducing
counted
first,
out.
from Hollywood, California, accompanied by his wife Maurice,
Baby Mars slaps
The
Vince
Miz.
when Constantine is disqualified. One fall.
Now, one thing,
Like-
I'm saying, you've already seen the situation where The Miz attacked Elias Sampson during his match with Dean Ambrose, causing Dean Ambrose to lose by disqualification. That plants the seed that Elias Sampson could come out and help The Miz win by disqualification and win the Intercontinental Championship from Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Because not only did that happen, after the little segment and Miz is up on the ramp and Elias Sampson is in the ring, he looks at Miz on the ramp and says, "Okay, I owe you for that." Little seeds. Little seeds.
Now, see, here's what I'm thinking, though, because they've pushed this to where Dean Ambrose got himself disqualified in their title match on Raw.
Really mad
Sure.
if that happens.
Sure, The Miz almost got himself disqualified at first, too. But here's the thing, though. It says if Dean Ambrose gets himself disqualified.
Disqualified is disqualified. Doesn't mean if he does it, if someone else does it, doesn't matter. Disqualification is disqualification. So it doesn't matter if he uses a chair and hits The Miz, or if someone else comes out and attacks The Miz. That is a disqualification on Dean Ambrose.
What I see this is there may be a disqualification tonight, or
It
tomorrow
very
night,
well
sorry.
could be a situation where
Tomorrow
they
night.
have, I don't want to give spoilers, but they could pull the Dusty finish, where they have the disqualification because of interference, and then Kurt Angle comes out and says, no, we're not going to do that, we're not going to have it happen because of someone else, restart the match, Dean Ambrose ends up getting the win. Or maybe Miz pulls some cheap shit out of nowhere off of that, I don't know.
Here's
Miz
what I
very
find.
well could
Here's what I
be
see.
a 7-time Intercontinental Champion tomorrow night. He
Here's what I
very
see
well
could be
could be.
interesting. They could be doing it like the Shield helping CM Punk in his WWE matches, where the lights went out, and then if the lights go out,
The idea of the
lights
Shield
come back
coming
on. You see the Miz laying on the ground. There's a chair in the ring. And Dean Ambrose is somewhat out.
The Miz could pull some Eddie Guerrero shit, where he has the chair, smacks the ring, and then throws it over or throws it to Dean, and then lays there like he just got cold cocked.
Yeah. No, what I see is like this though. I'll give it to the Miz. He is entertaining. He has the skills to be a great champion.
I'm going to say this. The fact that there's the disqualification rule, the fact that Miz already has Maurice out there, and you have the possible option of Elias Sampson getting involved, I think Dean Ambrose loses the title.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but he's kind of gone downhill a little bit from where he was before.
I definitely think that Dean Ambrose is not as over as he was at one point. He's definitely lost a little bit of steam as far as that goes.
Well,
But he's not. All right, you
I would
can't
agree on
be
you with
the
Steam.
lunatic fringe and not do lunatic crazy shit. Like, you've got to do something. You can't just call yourself that.
I know.
And
Like I
you know what
would,
I'm saying?
I agree with you on the words when you said like he's losing steam.
And not to say he
Because
hasn't done stuff, but he hasn't done stuff a lot. You can't be a watered down lunatic.
Yeah.
You've got to.
Let's face.
You've got to do something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this. When they were on the Shield, they were all heels.
Yeah. But
He
if you
did-
think about
he
it,
would-
they were all different kinds of heels.
I know, but he would do things that were really lunatic things when
Yeah.
he was a heel.
Not only that, the way he carried himself, he acted more like a lunatic back then.
Yeah.
Defend your champion in 30 days. You lose IT 2 parts Brock Lesnar.
Seth was kind of a
listen to what-
smarmy, sneaky chicken shit heel, and then of course Roman was the bruising badass, the brick wall.
Yeah. This is the way I see it. Like, I think it was like a year ago or a little more, a year. They gave Dean Ambrose the main championship. Let him run with it.
Yeah.
They gave him the part where Seth Rollins was winning the Money in the Bank and cashing in on
Yep.
during the main event of the championship, the pay-per-view.
Yep. Because he cashed it in the night that he won Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Like, I would say during that time, he was great during that time. I'll give him that.
Oh
He
yeah,
had a
Dean was
full-
over at one point, and then just
Yeah. He had,
over time you just end up losing steam, either because of bad booking or you're just not really doing anything
What I
with
would
the
say-
character. Or
what I would say is a full tank of steam.
one thing that killed Dean Ambrose's steam, losing to Brock Lesnar the way he did at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because
And
the whole idea was he's crazy, he's not going to give up, he's going to keep fighting, and how much of a fight did he really put up? None at all. It was supposed to be a situation where Brock does sit there and beat the shit out of him, but he keeps getting up and keeps getting up, and eventually Brock's just sitting there like, what the fuck do I got to do? Not beat him down, he have a couple kick-outs, hit maybe 2 F5s, and it's over. Like, you
now
can't
I was
just
reading
do
some
that.
reports from some radio talk shows with Dean Ambrose talking about that night. Sure, we all know how Brock Lesnar is. He does what he wants. He says what he wants. Hell, he got charged for a drug thing in the MMA or UFC.
And they came out with a statement that the drug test rules basically only apply to certain people.
Yeah.
Or don't apply to certain people. So basically,
Yeah.
Brock, The Rock, Triple
Think he's
H,
a part-timer.
and people like that can just do whatever they want.
Yeah. No, but we know how Brock is. Like, he does what he wants. He doesn't like to follow by other people's rules. He just likes to do, like you said, does what he wants.
Yeah.
And I was
But
reading
a
an
lot of it
article
is that
about
people let him do what they want or what he
Yeah.
wants.
yeah. I was
Now,
reading an
granted,
article.
he's not at the level of other people that I've known over the years. For
Okay.
example, Brock can end up getting fired. Bing, back in the day in WCW, they could have fired him. It's just nobody had the balls to go do it.
Yeah. No, but what I was reading from the article was about, like, they had this all planned out. It was like what you said. This was how they were going to do it. Dean Ambrose was going to be like the biggest lunatic on the show. Despite all the spots on WrestleMania card, he was going to stand out. But Brock didn't want to do that. He just wanted to
He
do a
wanted to beat
simple
the shit
match
out
and
of
get it
Dean.
done over. Yes.
Rather than letting Dean be what he was basically calling himself on the lead up to the match, which is the Iron Man.
Yes.
Not necessarily even an Iron Man match, that's not what I mean, but just that
Yeah, I know.
keep
I know what you
fighting,
mean.
won't give up, just keeps taking ass whooping, keeps going. Kind of like what they're doing with Sami Zayn now, really.
Well, a little bit, you know, like they're
Now,
giving
granted,
him
you know
more
what I'm
longer
saying,
matches.
Sami Zayn is really, you know what I'm saying, out there taking more of an ass whooping. Dean Ambrose, you know what I'm saying, would be given a little bit more offense. But it's kind of the same deal. And that's what Dean Ambrose should have been in that match and afterwards, rather than just going there and getting basically squashed, because Brock doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, so you talk about the WrestleMania spot. The WrestleMania card where that was one of the spots. Now think about it like this. This is one of my theories from what happened. Before Dean Ambrose premiered on the Total Divas show, with Renee, being in a relationship with Renee Young, you know, having that all documented. Think about it like this. Dean Ambrose looked more of a badass before he was on the show. You know what I mean? Like, he was taken more seriously as a, like, I don't give a shit person.
You could say the same thing about a lot of guys, though. It's like, no matter if they're a babyface or heel, if they're supposed to be a badass, once you show that soft side with them with kids or them with a spouse or something like that, it kills part of that.
Yeah.
Because originally you're thinking, this dude's a badass, he don't give a shit about nobody, does what he wants. And then all of a sudden you see he's a normal guy. He has a heart. He doesn't have the same effect anymore.
Like, you could say like that about Undertaker, you know? Like, nothing like videoed.
I don't know if you
Well,
can say as much about Undertaker, because he didn't get as much.
Well,
he didn't let
well,
as
it's a little
much get
bit.
out. He didn't put as much out. A lot of his shit was somebody happening to sneak a photo of him. He didn't put his family shit up like that.
Well, there was only one time where I saw a video of him, you know, like as a normal person having normal people fight. It was during around like when WWE was doing like that major ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, alright? Now, to be said, the video featured the main first part of Michelle McCool doing it.
I think I
And then
remember
she challenged Undertaker to do it. And, you know, like he was in his like normal dad mode with his kids right by his side, wearing normal people clothes. You know, like out of the ordinary of what he would usually wear.
Dean Ambrose misses the big fist.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind you. Yeah, there's that. Like, that's a little bit of what I'm talking about. Also, like you said, people sneaking pictures of Undertaker, getting pictures with him. Like, after all of his WrestleMania matches, let's face it. Like, I don't want to say, like, I'm happy that he laid his, hung up his boots, as they would say in wrestling. But then again, like, there's been a bunch of pictures of him posted after all these bouts, wrestling matches, of his injuries.
Finale.
Like he had hip surgeries. Like he had like he messed up his
Pinned him
eye
in the
at one
ropes like
point.
a dummy. Keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah, yeah, there was pictures of him shown of just being a normal person. Like after surgery, he was trying to heal up. Like he was going to the gym, lifting.
Yeah, people snuck different pictures, and I've seen pictures of him walking down the street with Michelle and shit like that.
Yeah, and then there's pictures of him like we all know, like that's not his, like his beard and like his goatee, I mean, and his hair isn't that natural color. Like we've seen pictures.
Well, anybody that's known Undertaker from the start knows he's redhead, not black hair. That was just
No, that's not what I'm talking about though. Like the pictures, like before he came back to wrestling, after surgeries, like his goatee was white. Like he had like a lot of white hairs in his head.
Oh yeah, I mean he's gotten older, of course. But
Yeah.
he's gonna diet so he doesn't look as old. And that's a well-known.
Yeah, he's got to look like that.
Oftentimes when you
badass.
see someone get their head shaved in wrestling, it is often from them deciding to shave their head because they're going bald. A famous case of
Yeah.
that is Kurt Angle. He got his head shaved because he was going bald.
Yeah, and then they made a few jokes out of that.
I mean, it's a lot better than the alternative like Bruno Sammartino, which is trying to pass off a toupee or a wig when everybody can see it flapping halfway through the match and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, into the ropes.
But like that's like a
Lunatic
somewhat
lariat.
of an example. That's somewhat of an example of what I'm talking about with Dean.
And Maurice getting involved again. What happened to the disqualification rule on The Miz? I mean, come on. Nope, electric chair to the mat. Might have headbutted the dick there. But Dean able to kick out.
But okay, back to the main point before we all went off track.
I mean, technically the match is the track, but go ahead.
No, we went off. We went off topic a little bit, or I did. The main thing was Dean Ambrose and losing steam.
Yeah.
Like I would agree with you. Like he kind of let himself go like a little bit.
Well,
Like if you
part of
were
it
to
is
compare
on
him to
him,
now,
but part of it is booking too. I mean, if they're not doing
I'm not saying
anything
it's all
with
on
him,
Like I'm saying, it's not all on him, but a part of it is. If you think.
oh yeah, there's some of it. Yeah, definitely.
Like if you were to compare his matches now to back when the Shield was one of the badass groups at the time, you can tell like there's a major difference in how he moves himself around in the ring. Like they were wearing vests and everything, making themselves look like armored people, so to say.
We're supposed to look like a SWAT team.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the
Snapmare
word.
driver.
But now they moved to
Drop kick to
doing
the
like
knee.
just wearing jeans and like one of those like sleeveless shirts. I forgot what.
Jeans and a wife beater and a leather jacket. Look
I
almost
didn't
kind
want
of
to say
like a
those exact
biker
words.
type guy or whatever. I mean, everybody knows it as
Yeah.
a wife beater or a shirt or a tank top or whatever. But the common name for it is a wife beater.
Yeah.
People get
I just call
mad.
it a
So what?
sleeveless
It's a fucking shirt. Get over it.
Okay. No, but if you look at himself now in the back during like when the Shield was on top, you could tell like he's let himself go. Like he's like a little bit more bigger, but he still tries to keep himself in shape.
Well, could that be he's let himself go or he's bulked up more? Because there's a difference in letting yourself go and building more muscle. I would definitely say he's a little bit thicker nowadays, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily letting himself go as much as he's
Yeah,
built
but he's
muscle
like not.
when he's been there.
Yeah, and then pretty much like there was a time where like his shoulder was all taped up and everything. And then pretty much like I would say like around that time it started to go down a little bit more where he's moved faster around in the ring. Plus he's also getting older.
I mean, he was
If you think
on
about
the
it,
Indies for a while before getting to WWE. Especially being in places like Combat Zone and shit like that.
Yeah, no, this is the way I see it. Like Dean's a good baby face. Like I'll give him that.
Suicide dive.
He's able to get a good reaction from the crowd. but he was also an amazing heel. Like, he knew how to carry himself as a heel really well.
There are a lot of people that are saying that Dean should be going heel and spice himself up.
Now with the Miz, like, he's an amazing heel. I'll give him that. He tried his run as a babyface. Sure, it wasn't that bad.
Well, part of it is you can't really be that lunatic as a babyface as much. I mean, you can, but it's a lot easier as a heel. And
oh yeah.
If you're not doing Stone Cold-esque stuff as a babyface, then why use the lunatic moniker? You're not doing anything. So
yeah, with the Miz,
he's got to go. He's got to go heel, or he's got to step up and do some crazy shit or something. Because the last really crazy thing he did was announce the Ambrose Asylum match. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe the Ambrose Asylum match itself. But since then,
that was a decent match. Like, I watched it.
I thought it was a really good match, actually. But
yeah, they had the
actually,
action.
It reminded me of an old Attitude Era hardcore match, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was an amazing heel. Like, he's been a good babyface.
Jackknife cover.
And he was
with the tights.
And he was in a rivalry
feet in the ropes. Miz still kicks out.
When he was in a rivalry with Seth Rollins, like, he was a good babyface around that time, because Rollins was a great heel.
Dirty Deeds puts him down. It's
but
over.
Now, pretty much, like,
1,
but let's face it.
3.
Dean has been, so to say, like, he's been in a lot of rivalries as of late. He's been in a lot with The Miz. He was in some with Roman for a little while.
Baron Corbin.
Rollins. Baron Corbin.
Bray Wyatt.
Okay, I'm not going to list all of them. But
I can if you want me to.
No, that'll take too long. That's not the point, though. The point is... Okay, that is a real few people voice I'm hearing.
That is my chat for the stream.
No offense, but that is...
I mean, it's the only voice that I can have it play, so... It's basically like the Siri voice or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm saying, though, is... The Miz has been in a lot of rivalries with, like, the same people. The way I see him getting better is, like, putting him in rivalries with, like, the newer people. Like, people he's never been in contact with before. Think about it like that.
On SmackDown, is there anybody, though?
There's Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, yeah, but you can't throw matches like that on a whim. You have to build to that.
I know. I'm just saying, like, there's newer people, like, they could.
There are, but then you also have to look at, you know what I'm saying, who goes over in that match.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking at who's more over, of course Shinsuke is going to go over. But do you want to just hurt Dean's steam?
No, because
especially if the whole point is building him more steam.
Okay, the next bout is the Hardy Boys versus Sheamus and Cesaro. They have a name. They said a few times. Cesaro.
Now,
Cesaro.
An interesting thing. I'm not sure if it was Cesaro or if it was Sheamus. But last week they put out a tweet supposedly where they said in this match they plan on breaking the champions. Everyone knows that Matt Hardy's whole gimmick for the past year or so has been the whole broken universe, broken Matt Hardy.
Well, it's been a little bit more over a year.
Well, yeah, probably, but I don't watch TNA, so I don't know the exact timeline. But, you know, the broken universe and broken Matt, Brother Nero, and all that shit. I could see something coming out of this match where they, quote-unquote, break the Hardys, win the titles, and the broken universe finally comes to WWE.
Yeah, now if you think about it like
one rumor that I've heard is that somehow the broken universe is brought in because they fall under the leadership of Bray Wyatt.
I gotta think about that for a few minutes.
Now imagine that stable, Bray Wyatt leading the Broken Hardys as the new Wyatt family.
Okay, let me get to what I was saying before I start while I think about that. First, first you got Cesaro. That is a very weird name.
I mean, it's Sheamus and Cesaro put together. Cesaro.
Yeah. You got two people that never wanted to be in a tag team together. Then they formed like a bond, or they got used to each other. They were faces heading into the WrestleMania ladder match.
They were the faces in the match, and then...
Yeah. Next to Big Cass and Enzo.
I agree, Pelleter. SmackDown does need to push Luke Harper. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah, the faces, the tag team faces at WrestleMania were Sheamus and Cesaro, and Enzo and Cass. I think it was a triple threat. It was supposed to be, and then the Hardys came in. You should have expected that would have happened. Mm-hmm. WrestleMania, and it's a ladder match.
Yeah. Well, not so much, just because the last thing that anybody had really heard as far as the Hardys was that Matt had re-signed with TNA and Jeff was still undecided on what he wanted to do. So there was no real reason for anyone to think until like Thursday or Friday or Saturday night. I don't remember. But there was an indie show or either a Ring of Honor show where they lost their... Yeah, they lost the Ring of Honor tag titles to the Young Bucks.
Pay-per-views.
Yeah, they basically their WrestleMania, I guess. And they lost the belts to the Young Bucks. Alright, so... Until they did that, there was no reason to think that they were... Because, yeah, it wasn't they signed with TNA. They had signed with... Everybody thought they had signed with the Ring of Honor.
Yeah. Now, if you mind, I would add on to that, what we were talking about. There was Hardy Boys versus Young Bucks. And Ring of Honor's sort of say WrestleMania pay-per-view.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically like their Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it was like a WrestleMania,
yeah.
I believe. No.
Just like when they do Wale Mania on WrestleMania weekend, it's basically a WrestleMania style show.
You know, I was reading an article. Oh, hold on.
So, Universe, who you got? The Hardys or Cesaro in the steel cage match? And 2 slams from opposite team members. But Cesaro immediately with a reversal. Matt with a reversal of his own. Kick to the dick.
Okay, sorry about that. But back to my point I was making.
Okay. Shot right to
you
the
were talking about how it was the WrestleMania match for Ring of Honor. You were talking about how you read articles about how Matt signed with TNA, Jeff didn't.
Not with TNA. Now I remember it was Ring of Honor, not TNA.
Oh, Ring of Honor.
Because they had already left TNA and they were in Ring of Honor. And from what I'd heard, Matt had signed a deal with them, and Jeff was still undecided.
Teams are amazing.
Now here's the thing. I found an interview. It was like a week after WrestleMania. It was an interview with the Young Bucks. And then the topic was brought up about the Hardys. Apparently, the Hardys were scheduled to go back to WWE for a while now. Because this was talked about in the interview. Because, like you said, like the Hardys had like a bunch of events going on over that WrestleMania weekend. Nobody knew about them returning, not even the Young Bucks, until the night of the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. It was like, it was in the afternoon, right before their match.
I guess they basically said, hey, we're leaving, so we're dropping the titles. What do you want?
Nope. Let me finish. The Young Bucks got a phone call from Vince McMahon. Now you know Vince. Like, Vince doesn't like to do many favors for many people in different promotions.
Not usually, no.
No. But he called the Young Bucks personally and asked for a favor to make sure that the Hardys don't get injured at all during their match or get hurt or anything bad happens to them. Because of the fact that Vince told them that they were appearing at WrestleMania the next day. So pretty much Vince asked for a favor from them to keep the Hardys safe. So this deal was effective for at least
cutting off Matt Hardy.
For at least a month.
Getting out.
That's an interesting thing right there. That I found.
I guess I can't say I'm surprised though. I mean, I can see Vince doing that, just so it doesn't spoil the moment.
Yeah, because and plus the Hardys have a long history with WWE. Like they've done so much for the WWE back in the day.
Yeah.
Not back in the day, but like earlier on.
During their original tenure. How about that?
Yeah. And now I'm gonna pick up where you left off about how you said there was a tweet from either Cesaro or Sheamus talking about how
they plan on breaking the champions.
Yeah. Now each and every single Raw when the Hardys are out, you see like there's hints of the broken brilliance of Matt Hardy. Like there's some examples. Like when he does the delete sign.
Oh yeah, he's had little things that he can do. You know what I'm saying? Without, you know what I'm saying, messing with the lawsuit from TNA. But
yeah, there's still going on with that, you know, through TNA's assholes. I wouldn't say assholes, but
they're causing a stink over something they shouldn't be. Let's be honest. Matt came up with a gimmick. There's no reason for them to be making a stink about it.
Yeah, because you know they're not. I think they're just trying to
side effect. Reverse DDT.
They're trying to keep up with them so
both
they
of them climbing.
Go under. That's not the point. Point is, there may be a chance of this broken brilliance happening. Like I think it would be well into WWE because of how over they are. Every single week, no matter what segment, you always hear the delete chants. Yeah. And it was wild during WrestleMania time. Like right the day after WrestleMania.
Hardys with the win.
Oh, there we go. Now what I'm seeing is, I don't know how long it'll take for the broken brilliance to come to WWE, or how long TNA is going to be putting up a fight for.
I mean, it could happen this weekend. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
It could happen this weekend.
Yeah, because it's the Hardys.
Obviously, the stream doesn't think so. The stream thinks that the Hardys are going to retain unanimously.
Yeah.
Like, without even much of a fight.
Yeah, there's the Hardy Boys and Rebby Sky, who's Matt Hardy's wife.
Well, she's not in WWE.
No, I'm not saying she's in WWE.
As far as the broken universe, yeah, it's them two, his wife, Maxwell. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. They're currently involved in the lawsuit with TNA. Also WWE on the size of Hardy's, as you know.
So how are you going to involve a kid in a lawsuit? Come on now.
Oh, it's because it's simple. Like you said, you don't watch TNA, but here's the thing, though. Pretty much Maxwell was featured on TNA.
Oh, I know that because he was brought into the broken universe. Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, as a decent human being, why are you going to bring a kid into a lawsuit?
I don't know. This is from WWE, and Matt and Rebby and Jeff are trying to defend everyone.
But contest is scheduled for one fall.
Opinion,
it's for the women's championship.
I'll finish when you're done.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's my thing. I think the Hardys are going to win, even though it's a steel cage. But
something got flipped around here.
Like I'll agree with you. Like this may be the thing that sets them up to bring the broken brilliance in. It's a steel cage. They could do really well on that. The steel cage.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the whole supposed start of the broken brilliance came from a match between Matt and Jeff in TNA, where he basically like dropped Matt from somewhere, and when he crashed, that supposedly created the broken brilliance. What's to say some kind of double team move off the top of the cage, for example, doesn't create the broken brilliance?
No, the broken brilliance was created.
Do it now.
Broken brilliance was created during, like you said, the Matt and Jeff feud. TNA ripping off WWE. Like,
yeah, because they had a thing between the two of them. They had some kind of match. In that match, some kind of spot happened where it had Matt get off TV for a while, and when he came back, mimicking the Willow character.
It was a full Metal Mayhem match. It's like Extreme Rules, but in TNA world.
Okay,
there was two tables set up. Matt was on the top turnbuckle. Jeff pretty much cracks him with a fist right to the face, or a drop kick. But otherwise, Matt went falling over through both the tables.
No hate is needed.
And that's
Sorry,
how
go ahead. I'm not talking to you.
That's how it all started.
Alright, so what's to say that some kind of table spot isn't brought up off the top of the cage through the table, sets up the broken brilliance? Or some type of double team moves where they slam both of them, and it supposedly puts them away for a while. When they come back, they've come back under the leadership of, as I said, Bray Wyatt, who has awakened the broken brilliance.
See that coming. I don't see that happening, because when they were in TNA, Matt and Jeff called out any tag team, including the Wyatts.
Yeah, but the Wyatt group isn't together anymore. Not only that, it's WWE. They could very well do it a different way. Have it brought up that way, so then you can end up breaking them away and cause a feud between Broken Matt and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, now here's what I was saying, because I saw some tweets from Matt Hardy directed to Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those too. I know. I've seen them.
Yeah, here's what I see. After this match...
Because I've seen Bray Wyatt make references to Matt and the Broken Brilliance basically being a feed-off of the Wyatts.
Yeah, here's what I see. After their title defense, Matt and Jeff may go off and do their separate thing for a little while Matt goes and deals with Bray Wyatt. Or they may be a tag team while they deal with it. Like they might bring one of the Wyatts into this.
Bailey will win. She is gonna get extreme.
Okay. Now that's enough about the tag team match. Here is the Divas match. Alexa Bliss versus
women's match. We don't call them divas anymore.
Okay, women's match. Sorry.
That was always a shitty term anyway. Unless it was someone that literally acted like a diva, like Sable.
Yeah, let's talk. Okay, the women's title match. Bayley versus Alexa in a kendo on a stick, but you know that's not good. There's no match like that on
kendo stick on a pole match. Now, essentially, I could do a ladder match, but then they win when they pull the thing down. Technically, in a kendo stick and a pole match, anything goes. You're climbing up to pull the kendo stick down. You can end up using it, but you end up still have to win by pinfall or submission. So, Extreme Rules match. Fuck it.
Well, okay, I'm going to ask you, what is your opinion on this match? How do you feel about it?
Are you asking me to speak with my head or with my heart?
Either or.
With my heart, I want Alexa to win. No doubt about it.
I'm not talking about like a single part. I'm talking about this whole rivalry between Alexa and Bayley.
With Alexa's Mean Girl character and with Bayley's style of character, I think they're perfect for each other.
Yeah. It's simple. Alexa's like the bully.
They are a great match, just like Sasha and Charlotte are a great match. The only problem is you can't dilute it with so much. You can't give it to the people but so many times before it waters it down.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is we've seen like consecutive weeks of Alexa bullying Bayley, bullying tactics.
Yeah.
And then here's Bayley being
that's why I say the mean girl
person.
And the childish, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Happy-go-lucky, nerdy girl.
Yeah. So, consecutive weeks, we see Alexa out here doing her mean girl thing, mean girl act. Bayley always comes out, and there's always a brawl. But it always ends with
Alexa
Bayley,
on top.
With Bayley laying down, whining about the brute of pain.
That right there is exactly why I say or ask, did you want me to speak with my head or with my heart? With my heart, of course, I want Alexa to win. With my head, with them having Alexa just bully Bayley so many weeks in a row, it makes me lean towards Bayley finally gets her comeuppance. But then again, there have been times where they've leaned a story that way where you think, oh, this person's going to get, you know what I'm saying, this is going to happen. And they just completely go the other way. Especially, one thing that has not been brought up on TV in a couple weeks, but is still there. The friendship with Nia Jax.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. Here's what I see about this. I'm going off what you said. The mean girl versus happy, child-loving girl.
I mean, let's call her for what it is. In WWE, she's essentially kind of like the nerdy girl. She may not dress nerdy or look nerdy, but she's kind of essentially the... You know what I'm saying? It's essentially mean girl cheerleader versus nerdy girl.
She's like the Mick Foley with WWE.
You could say that in a way, in a rough.
Like, you know, like
I see them trying to make her a John Cena style
was...
character, but yeah, I can see the Mick Foley comparison in some ways.
Yeah. Here's Bayley, all loving, caring, and then Alexa Bliss, the mean girl. Like everyone thinks, like, sure, Alexa Bliss is gonna come out with the victory because Bayley doesn't have like that mean side or vicious side of her. They use the candlestick in her advantage. But before you say anything, because I know you're gonna say something, think about it like this. Back in NXT, Bayley and Sasha were having in the rivalry, which turned into the first ever women's, or during that time they were called Divas, but women's Iron Man match. Iron Man match. And everybody thought going into that match, Bayley was going to be a softie to Sasha. She wasn't going to be able to pull out the victory. And here's Bayley bringing out a whole new side of her that we never saw. She was vicious, cunning, decisive. I think you're seeing where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I think this Sunday, Bayley is going to show her side that is totally opposite of her character. That the vicious...
they're going to have the Bayley goes extreme one, of course. It's just a matter of where they go with it from then. Are they going to give Bayley her moment and have her, saying she finally overcomes the bully, or is this just the first step in Alexa's build?
Yeah, here's what I see it as. They already gave Alexa her moment. On SmackDown, she was the women's champion.
That was on SmackDown.
Women's champion.
That was on
SmackDown. And on Raw, they gave her the Raw Women's Championship. Now,
well, in some ways, Bayley's already had her moment. Did she not win at WrestleMania?
Yeah, she did. But think about it like this.
And she stopped Charlotte's undefeated streak before WrestleMania?
Look at it like this. Pay-per-view win streak. By the way, look at it like this. Let me ask you this. Who is more over? Alexa or Bayley?
That's actually an interesting question.
Now, I don't know if you remember. It was like maybe 2 or 3 months ago when they were, I think, like off in like Britain or somewhere, but not America. The Raw, I think it was in America, but the Raw crowd took over when Bayley's segment came up. When all the other divas were out there, I think it was like a Sasha versus Charlotte feud. Hold on, no whatever. Hello. Yeah, what's up? Okay.
And here, of course, we have the submission match for the Cruiserweight Championship. Austin Aries versus Neville. The Last Chancery versus the Rings of Saturn.
Okay, sorry about that. Back to what I was saying.
Alright.
I don't know if you remember, but there was a Raw event all the other divas were out there. I think it was like during the time where Charlotte and Sasha were going at it on Raw.
Okay.
And the Raw crowd took over with that song for Bailey. Like,
hey, we want some Bailey. Who?
I wanna know
Wanna be my...
if you be my
the Bailey
girl.
song.
Yeah.
They've also done it for a few other people at random events, but yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like the crowd took over. Like it was like non-stop. That's like they even did an article online about it.
Yeah.
Do you think taking that into factor? Do you think, speaking from your brain now, do you think Bailey's going to get her championship back?
I mean, that's what I said earlier. Just looking at it from the way they've had Alexa bully Bailey, I could see them having Bailey finally overcome the bully.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
want them
that's
to.
topical.
I would rather have Alexa win, but I can very well see it going Bailey overcomes the bully. She overcomes the mean girl. But, like I said, Nia Jax being in the wings is an interesting component. Especially when Alexa has technically already promised Nia a shot once Alexa gets past Bailey.
Yeah. Here's an okay. Now that topic's over with because we pretty much discussed it all. Here is the Cruiserweight Championship match. Cruiserweight division.
Yep. King Neville.
A darker side of Neville versus
Oh yeah, I love this side of Neville.
double A Austin Aries.
So who you got?
Okay, I'm fans of both of them. Like I thought Neville was really entertaining before his heel turn. Like I loved like how his high flying moves before. But he's also a bit more interesting now that he's a heel. Like I've followed him since he debuted.
Oh yeah, I've known I've known Neville since back in his NXT days. So I've known Neville for a while.
Yeah, I was talking about NXT.
I love heel Neville.
Yeah, and then
like
we
face
have
Neville
Austin
was
Aries.
cool and all. He had some great moves and all that. I love heel Neville.
Okay, let's get out of your fantasy right now.
I don't even
Go
mean
back.
anything like that. I'm just making a comparison.
I know.
Like,
Look, I'm trying
face
to.
heel is cool and all, but heel Neville is fucking.
I can understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say, how during his face time, like Austin Aries had.
Nice to see you,
Austin Aries,
Vegeta.
Neville.
Glad
Neville
to
had
see
some
your
great-
last time or your first time. Glad we could pop your cherry.
Neville had some great moments, but he wasn't taken very seriously. Now that he's a heel,
He's been
he
taken
wants
seriously.
that attention. He's
Just like-
grabbing people's attention.
You know someone else that's going to be the same way?
Yeah,
Jack,
okay.
Jack Gallagher.
Okay,
He's a nice little entertainment package when he's a face, and it does all the nice little entertainment spots. When he goes heel and uses that shit against the babyface and does some of the babyfacey stuff he does as a heel, he is going to be fucking great.
yeah. Like I think he's great. I think he's great right now.
He is,
Like, I
but when
watched
he goes heel, and maybe when he gets a new finisher beside a fucking dropkick, Jack Gallagher is going to be fucking red hot.
Like, I think it's like amazing, like what that headbutt he does, like how he's able to still stand.
Oh, the headbutt is nice, yeah. But that running dropkick in the corner, it just... If you want to use it as a setup, fine, but you can't use that as a damn finisher. Come on, Jack.
Yeah, like I think he's entertaining, like with his whole
Oh yeah, the
umbrella
way he
thing.
gets out of moves and just his little personality, it's nice and it's entertaining, but when he uses that in a heel way, that shit is going to be so white hot, it's not even funny. Like, he is going to drive people insane.
Now think about it like this: he's early in his career, like he hasn't even been around like for a full year yet. I think.
Cruiserweight
hasn't been a
tournament
full
was, I
year.
think, last summer, so we're working on a year.
Yeah. Yeah, then there's that. I think more, like, once it gets more developed, like, I think they may take a chance on him turning heel and seeing how it works.
Well, usually the reason you change is because the side you're on, you're getting stale. Like, so you're supposed to be a babyface, but people just aren't really behind you, so you go heel. Or you're heel, but people are really starting to get behind you, so they end up turning you babyface to go with the crowd.
I know.
And sometimes it's just like people like Honky Tonk who are supposed to be a babyface, but people just hate them from the beginning, so it's like, fuck it, we're going to go the other direction.
Oh, yeah.
Or
okay, back to
Rocky
what I was saying
Maivia
in the
to the
beginning,
Rock, same thing. They booed him as a babyface, so they went heel.
Yeah. Back to what I was saying about Austin Aries in the beginning.
Splashes galore from Neville.
Like, I followed him even before he came over to WWE NXT at the beginning. Like, I saw him, like, when he was, like, TNA, Ring of Honor.
I seen some of his TNA stuff, because that's back when I was still watching TNA.
Yeah.
But
he's great. He knows how to carry himself around in the ring. He knows how to do some great promos.
Yeah, I have an Austin Aries shirt somewhere. The black and silver greatest man that ever lived shirt. With the hashtag TG whatever on the side or whatever it was.
Okay, but pretty much when you asked who's going to win, for me, I think it's Austin Aries' time.
See, I want to see that, or I don't want to. I'm not saying I want to see that, but I'm saying I could see that, but especially the way they've built the story. But I feel like they're building something else somewhere.
Yeah, now here's what I see. I've seen these two go at it in many pay-per-views for many.
Yeah, they've been going for about 3 months now.
Times.
They've been going for about 3 months.
Like I said, a lot of matches, a lot of title matches.
Well, 2 title matches. This would be the 3rd. Several tag matches.
Okay, cool.
Stuff like that.
Can I finish? Can I finish without you interrupting?
Yeah, as soon as I'm done correcting what you're saying. Go ahead.
They've had title matches.
Yes.
But always in the end, it's Neville coming out with the victory. A lot of the time, it wasn't done the clean way.
Yeah, heel shit.
Yeah, and now he has TJP, as they're now calling him, from his TNA name. What I see is like this. I see Austin Aries coming out with a victory because now they're going to set up that feud. TJP versus Neville. TJP is going to turn on Neville because of all the crap that Neville keeps on giving him. He's going to finally have enough.
I've thought the same thing.
Yeah,
the only other person I could see them building to end up beating Neville, Akira Tozawa.
Oh yeah.
Now don't worry, I'm not saying they're gonna hold Neville onto the title until Akira's ready. I'm just saying that's another name I can see them building to.
Oh yeah. Or like another scenario that could happen is like, okay, TJP's out there to help Neville. There's just that one mistake TJP makes trying to help Neville that goes in Austin Aries' favor.
Oh, you missed it.
That's another thing I see.
Guillotine choke. Got him away from the ropes.
But my pick is Austin Aries. Okay, 417. Yeah, so how many more matches are left?
I think the next one is the main event.
So we had the mixed tag, we have the cruiserweights.
We have the women's, we have the tag match. Because there's really only 6 matches on the card.
I'm trying to think if that's all of it. Okay, but yeah, I may be able to, if this is the next match is the last, I may be able to stay for it.
It should be. pretty sure that's the way I made the call.
Yeah. Yeah, because I gotta get to theory first. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like, both these competitors are extremely talented. Don't get me wrong. Both high flying. Both have those like you can't take your eyes off them.
I'd agree.
Yeah. And a lot like in the past, WWE's had the challenger win, not on the pay-per-view, but like the show right before the pay-per-view, it had the champion win. But here is my evidence or my theory. The last time Austin Aries and Neville were in a match, Austin Aries made Neville tap.
Yeah.
It's a submissions match. We haven't really seen Neville do any submission moves on Austin Aries yet.
He has, but he hasn't made Neville or Austin Aries tap.
Right. Yeah,
so that's the story.
I mean.
Austin Aries hasn't tapped, Neville has. And honestly, I think they fucked up by making Neville tap already. I think, if anything, if you're going to have him tap, wait to the pay-per-view to do it. Don't spoil it the week before.
No. Hold on. Here's a theory that I have. Like I said earlier, this is a common scenario for a lot of championship matches.
Speaking of the tap.
They've had a lot of challengers beat the champions the show before the pay-per-view. With Neville being a heel and him having TJP in his corner, here's what I see happening. The ref gets knocked out. Out comes TJP. Neville has Austin Aries in the submission hold. TJP grabs the ref, drags him over to where like Austin Aries' hand is. Gets the ref to like wake up, or if he's like knocked out, wake him up. But I see TJP grabbing Austin Aries' forearm or hand and tapping him out, well, making his hand tap making it look like he's tapping out. I could also see that happening.
That's an interesting
what do you
theory.
think? Yeah, like they did with when back in the Attitude Era with Stone Cold, Vince McMahon, I believe it was The Rock.
Oh, Stone Cold tap or counting Vince's hand for him?
No, Stone Cold. I think it was Stone Cold and I think it was Stone Cold and The Undertaker, I believe. And then pretty much here is the ref's knocked out. Stone Cold grabs the ref's hand and just counts the pin for him. You know, classic Stone Cold. It'd be like that, in a way. Okay, now to the main event. It's supposed to be a 5-man elimination Extreme Rules match.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a fatal 5-way Extreme Rules. I don't remember if it's elimination or not. It might be.
No, not elimination.
Oh, it's not.
I just messed up there.
Okay, well, yeah, fatal 5-way Extreme Rules. There's no
just like
5-man. There's no 6-man Extreme Rules. So
just like the Dean Ambrose and the Miz matches, just if Dean loses by DQ, then he loses the title. Not by DQ and count out, just disqualification.
Yeah, on this it'll be first pin or submission. Except the Brock isn't technically involved; he's just spectating. So hopefully nobody really.
But sure, people are gonna probably come after you.
Probably, so I'm gonna have to like keep throwing them in or something. See if I can get them off me.
You know, instead of the 6-man Hell in a Cell match, what I thought you could have done was maybe like a fatal 4-way.
Well, see, then I gotta eliminate somebody, and that's, you know what I'm saying, it kind of takes away from the idea of it. Because in that sense, who do I get rid of if I do that?
Yeah, but then again, you could have also had like a 6-man, like battle royal, like elimination or something. Yeah, that would have worked. 6-man elimination.
So I thought about that, but I knew the match wasn't an
This
elimination.
also works.
So this is the only option I had to have first pin or submission. The only other thing would be a ladder match. And
Okay, so
really
I'm gonna probably stay for about another, probably like maybe 10 minutes.
Alright.
Hopefully the match doesn't go take long, but okay.
I have no
Before
idea.
the competitors in the match, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe. All of these guys are talented. Roman Reigns is a different case, you know, let's not, I don't really want to go into that case now, but in your opinion, because you've probably seen all these guys, you know how talented they are.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to come out with the victory? Thinking of the best choice scenario going on to the next pay-per-view, the Great Balls of Fire. Because apparently that's what WWE is going for these days.
Joe Bensmont versus Joe should be
See, it's... I really don't know, because all of these guys technically have a rivalry with someone. 4 of them have rivalries within the match. Then Roman Reigns has his rivalry with Braun Strowman is still going on.
Yeah.
It's really tough to call.
Think about it like this.
I'm thinking it's gonna be this guy right here, Finn Balor.
Now see, that's where you and me agree on something for this entire stream. This is what we agree on. The Finn Balor. Think about it like this. You got Bray Wyatt, who hasn't necessarily faced Brock Lesnar yet in a one-on-one, but they had
because
like
everything that they did with the Wyatts and Lesnar, it was get one of the other Wyatts involved, and Bray not.
There was only only one altercation where Brock and Bray actually threw hands. That was the Royal Rumble. That was that last year's Royal Rumble. That was the only time. And in the process, Bray got injured from all those suplexes.
Did he get injured?
Next, yes. Because, you know, Brock just throws people around like he sees fit. And
Wouldn't doubt it.
yeah, because then they had that like
Now, I remember they had
2-on-1 match.
I remember they ended up having the Wyatts eliminate Brock. And
Yeah, but that
I remember they had
I don't
what
still
everybody
understand.
thought was going to be Bray involved, it ended up being, I think, Luke Harper against Brock.
Yeah, it was a 2-on-1 match. Bray and Luke Harper, which Bray didn't do nothing. He just stood on the apron. Now here's what I see. There was that altercation, and we already saw how Bray, his body isn't able to do that many suplexes easily without getting hurt. Next, we got Finn Balor, which I see as a great fit for this. It's like
I mean, don't worry, I could
like,
make a case for any of the guys against Brock, you know what I'm saying, as far as having a good match. But as far as this setup, the way the storyline's going, I think it's going to be Finn Balor.
Yeah, because they're setting it up like David versus Goliath. Finn Balor's a smaller guy, but he's also more over and has that, I want to say, like devilish ways of like becoming demonic in a way. Because you know, with his whole persona with the paint and like the demon.
The demon. Or as they tried to start calling it on Raw when he did it the one time, the Demon King. I'm like, no, just leave it the fucking demon. Come on.
Okay, there's that. Like that's gonna be an entertaining match. Because like last time those two faced off was in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, you got Samoa Joe. That would be a great match.
Oh yeah, that match would be fucking awesome.
Even though Samoa Joe's like a bigger built, he's not the built person WWE's looking for, but he's also like a bigger person who has the speed, who has the charisma, athleticism because he's able to do like high flying moves, all that. But he's also very powerful. That would be an entertaining match with all those qualities put together. Never happened yet.
Nope.
You got Seth Rollins, who has faced Brock before on numerous occasions. But still, they're good put together. There's Roman Reigns. Like I said with Seth, both him and Brock have faced each other on numerous occasions.
Well, they've had one match, WrestleMania 31.
Oh yeah, they were at WrestleMania.
They might have been in a triple threat together, but
Yeah,
as far as one-on-one matches, WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, like they're not bad.
No, I thought WrestleMania 31 was a great match. It's just they end up doing the Money in the Bank cash-in, so it doesn't lessen the match per se, but it does take some of the attention away from the match itself because
okay, let's talk about
really...
Roman Reigns for a little. Let's talk about Roman Reigns for a second. It was during that year, during when Roman Reigns was champion, and then Sheamus and all that. And then Roman Reigns turned it into this like Samoan badass.
Well, he's always been a Samoan badass.
Okay, let me explain. He was like more vicious than he's ever been. And then he gets the championship, everything's calm. He loses it to Triple H, yada yada yada. But if they would have had that Roman Reigns during WrestleMania against Brock Lesnar, I think it would have been a little bit more of an entertaining match. Yeah, like I can't disagree with you. Like they put on an amazing match together. Like I'm sure like people would kind of like to see it again, even though pretty much everybody would side with Lesnar on this one.
Oh yeah, everybody would try to boo on Lesnar because people are fucking haters.
You mean Roman?
Yeah, Roman. Sorry.
There
There are people that boo Lesnar too because the whole part-timer thing and not being around and shit like that.
Part-timer, but okay. And then there's Roman. People just boo him. I booed him a few times. Let's not get into that. Because you can probably yell at me. Okay. Who else have I not talked?
Just a follower. I know.
Who have I not talked about yet? Let's see. I talked about Joe. I think I talked about everybody. But then, okay, with Seth Rollins. Like they faced off 2 times. No, 3 times. Battleground, WrestleMania, and the Royal Rumble. Now with Brock, he has the speed at times. He has the strength and power. And he has the viciousness. With Rollins, he has the speed, the power, and the viciousness. But he's also more cunning with all of his moves.
Seth is just following me around.
Yeah. I think now, after his whole rivalry with Triple H has ended, I think this is like a newer Seth Rollins that would be more interesting to be in a match with Brock Lesnar. Even though with his knee injury reoccurring every now and then.
Hopefully that won't be as much of an issue going forward.
Yeah. Okay. So my pick is okay, I'm gonna be a dick and I'm just going to choose 2 people that I find that may be able to do this. Well, the first main pick is Finn Balor because, but then again, WWE might try and screw us because, they've been booking him as the next, like, Roman Reigns to go up against Brock, like they did at WrestleMania. They might screw us all now. And then there's Samoa Joe.
Yeah, they have been building Samoa Joe. They have been.
Slash Bray Wyatt. Like if Bray can somehow, like prove like he's.
Oh, so now you're going with 3.
No. It's Samoa Joe. I was just saying. Now, the reason Samoa Joe's not first is because he's technically, I think they've cut the feud down with him and Rollins, so now they're done. But then again, during Samoa's think about it like this: Roman and Samoa Joe. They're both brawlers. They both put up a really good fight. They both have a lot of the same qualities. Do you think, yes or no, that that's going to be the next feud? Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Yeah, because do you agree though that they have a lot of the same?
I think
qualities?
they're going to continue Seth and Joe first. That's why I'm not so sure that either Seth or Joe wins.
But I think they finished that out. They've had countless matches back and forth with each other, countless beatdowns.
I wouldn't say countless matches. They've had a couple.
It's been a lot because it was before WrestleMania. But you know what I mean, because I'm not gonna look up numbers because I'm watching the video right now, and then I have to stop and reload and all that. Think about it like this, like I said, Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe have the same qualities, a lot of them. They're both heavy brawlers. They both have amazing speed when they choose to use it, that I'm talking about. And they're both well trained enough to be able to do a lot of high flying moves. Like Roman, leaping over the top, or running and doing that drop, side kick, side by kick.
Shotgun drop kick.
Yeah, I can't really think of the names right now, but you see what I'm talking about.
Well, you've been smoking that son.
No, it's really hot and moving right now.
Get out of here. Blame the weather and shit.
No, but do you agree though? Yes or no?
With what premise?
With what I was just saying, that it would be a good rivalry between Roman and Joe, because they have a lot of the same qualities and skills.
I mean, yeah, it can be, of course. The question is, who are you building out of it? Because somebody has to win, somebody has to lose.
Well, technically they both could be built really well. If you think about it like this. Joe's been on the main roster not for that long. Roman's been on the main roster for a long time. They both can benefit so much from this. But my main pick is Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm thinking Finn wins it too.
Now, but here's an interesting thing though, for my theory. Finn's gonna win. And Finn already had that altercation with Paul Heyman, where Paul Heyman's even wanting Finn Balor to face Brock. What I see is Balor's gonna win.
Stop following me and fight. Shit.
I believe what I see is he's gonna do the coup de grace on Roman Reigns. He's gonna pin Roman. Next thing you know, his music, everybody's cheering for him. Commentators are going crazy. It was an amazing match. Next thing you know, dun, 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 dun. Out comes Brock with Paul Heyman. They're all looking on. Well, Brock and Paul are looking on at Balor, getting a look out of him and saying, That's how I believe the show is going to end. With Finn Balor, well, he's going to be in the persona of the Demon King.
I don't know if Finn uses the Demon King yet. I think he saves.
Yeah, he does. He does for like the big
that.
main. He does for like the big main event matches. Like he's done it for NXT. He's done it for.
I know he has, but
WWE.
I'm saying I think he saves that right now. I don't think he uses that yet.
Well, he always uses it for like he's always used it for his big matches, and this is like a really big, huge match. So I see him going to be using it. But let me finish. It's going to be like a stare down, and then stare down between Lesnar and Balor, and then there's Brock with his like smirky smile. Like I'm like, haha, I'm gonna kick your ass. You're never gonna win. And then here's Balor. How he does like the little gun symbol and then like. I forgot what his symbol he does, but that's how I believe the show's gonna end.
We shall see. We shall see.
It's not a bad booking idea if you think about it. And then everyone will benefit off of this. Like, we could have a rivalry of Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe we've never seen before. Or I already said Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. Oh yeah,
German
but then again for my second pick with Samoa Joe, if he wins, like that would be good for a great match. Finn Balor will probably get his opportunity later on down the line, and then we could have rivalries like Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, which we've seen already glimpses of. Well, not really glimpses, but like I'm just saying like altercations between the two. Which I see like being like a great like rivalry outline. Thinking about it like this: Eater Worlds and the Demon King.
Oh yeah. The rivalry is gonna be great.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if they do it right away, whether once again they save that. I don't know. It could be a situation where Finn wins the Fatal 5-Way, goes to have the match with Brock, has him beat. Bray Wyatt shows up, screws him over out of the title.
Yeah, I've thought about that, but then again...
Spear by Roman Reigns. Bloody Sunday by Finn Balor.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, thinking about it. But then again... Like, even before this match was announced, like, I've questioned why they're doing it, because, Finn Balor is kind of owed a title match.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
the reason I chose Joe for number 2 was because, compared to a lot of the other guys in the Fatal 5-Way match, he's the only one being on the main roster for the shortest amount of time. I think they're going to build Samoa Joe up a little bit more, and like maybe give him like a minor championship to hold on to for a while, like they did the Roman. They brought him down a few pegs.
Could be. It'd be better to build someone up rather than just throwing them right at the top anyway.
Yeah.
It's more believable that way.
Okay, well that's going to be the end of my involvement in your stream, because I'm going to get it for work if I don't move.
Oh, are you leaving us?
Hey, I thought this match was going to go by quicker. It's already 4:42. I have to be down to work by 5.
People are focusing on me. I'm trying to avoid everybody, but...
Okay, well, thanks for having me on your stream.
No problem. Guess
And
maybe
I'll
we'll
catch
get
you
you on
later
another
on
one
tonight,
another
hopefully.
time. Maybe. I don't know what the plans are yet. Guess we'll see. But I guess until next time we'll
Maybe.
get you on here.
Hopefully I can be on the next stream for the GFB pay-per-view. Great Balls of
Well,
Fire.
Money in the Bank is next, so
Oh.
we'll see what
Well,
happens.
either or.
We'll see what happens.
Thanks for having me on the stream.
No problem, man. Take it easy. Alright, everybody. Of course, that was Daniel San. You can find him on PlayStation Network at Danny M4299. Danny M4299. He's told me he has a YouTube page, but he doesn't have any videos, so I don't know if he wants that put out or not. But Roman Reigns with the kick out. Just avoiding people is a lot trickier than I thought it was going to be. It's making the match go on longer. But then again, it's probably going to go on for a while anyway, so. No! No! Don't hit me! Samoa Joe saving the pin. Slams him into the exposed turnbuckle. Steel ring. Tope Atomico by Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns chucking him into the corner and into that steel ring that's exposed. Jawbreaker. Bray Wyatt putting the boots to Finn Balor and a knife edge chop. Seth Rollins come out here fucking Brock Lesnar again. Brock Lesnar avoiding. Damn it, everybody's out of the ring. There we go. No! Leave me alone! German suplex. Hangs on and a dragon suplex. Hangs back on and a straight jacket German suplex for the win. And a kick out by Seth Rollins. Joe is a possibility, but to be honest, I really think that Finn Balor's going to win this. Just being honest. I'm pretty sure Finn Balor goes over somehow. And he misses the elbow drop. Arm drag by Finn Balor. Reversed by Seth Rollins. Yeah. Yep. I think that's how it goes. Drop kick into the corner. Samoa Joe with the stop to the pin. Roman Reigns chucking him into the corner. And up top, Seth with a schoolboy super kick. Belly to back suplex. Arm drag roll through. Up on the Samoan drop by Samoa Joe. Come on. Stop following me and fight. I don't know. I think the match is very interesting, personally. Who wins? I don't know if you can say that Brock wins easily. I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Come on, people.
WTF is ITSATERDAY.
Yeah, it's Saturday. What do you think today was the pay-per-view?
Tomorrow is Extreme Rules.
Yep, that's why we're doing it today.
It's Friday.
Oh, so you thought you had another day. Okay, gotcha.
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. No biggie. No blood, no foul. And again in WWE, no blood, no excitement. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, we got Boston. Seth stops that. Oh, uppercut by Seth Rollins. Shot to the gut, but he reverses. Turns him over in the STF by the Samoan submission machine. And Finn Balor gets in there to break it up. Probably didn't see Seth tap there. Reversal by Samoa Joe. Into the corner. Oh, you missed. Oh, going for the pin. Finn immediately breaks that up. Not a very smart idea by Samoa Joe. Not a sound strategy.
It is rumored that Rob is gonna hold the title here. I hope he is not gonna be a bitch like now.
Yeah, I've heard the whole Brock holds the title for a year deal too. Holds it for a year, goes against Roman at WrestleMania 34. That's what I've heard. Guess we shall see. Nope. Drop kick. Missed it, but Roman Reigns with a spear! Spear! For the win! 1, 2, 3! Roman Reigns, everybody's favorite superstar, with the victory in the Fatal 5-Way. Roman fucking Reigns. The fucking big dog. He shows whose yard it is, motherfucker. Roman Reigns. The Empire reigns on. Ah, I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Roman fucking Reigns with the win in the Fatal 5-Way after a spear on Bray Wyatt. This is my yard now.
If this is gonna happen, I wanna die.
Ah! One versus all. No problem. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you like. I hope you subscribe. I hope you comment.
Thanks for
I hope you check us out on the next one. I hope you check out some of our other content. For Danny M, Danielson, this has been Short Stack, the uncrowned best in the world at everything that I do. This has been the OSNE Network, Old School Mind Frame, New Era World, Top Guy, out.
Happy ending FCKN and me.